Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the student section. I'm Jalen Long, joined by Zander Collins, Calvin DeLude, and Austin McConnell. In today's show, we'll cover college football, NFL, the NHL, and so much more. Grab your popcorn and join us in the student section. Fellas, you know we got to talk about it. The South Carolina Gamecocks blew a 27-point lead versus number 3 Texas A&M. What were you guys' instant reactions?
I don't know. It was just, at halftime, there was just like this feeling. I was like, there's no way we blow this, right? And then we did. But, I knew once Marcel Reed got going, they were going to come back. I did think we had a better shot at winning by maybe just a score or so. But Marcel Reed just absolutely proved that he is a Heisman candidate. And, I mean, everyone was writing him off after that first half. I was like, that's the worst half of football he's ever going to play. He's going to come out the second half and light it up. That's exactly what he did. So I was disappointed, but not entirely shocked.
I mean, to be fair, the score in the first half should have been a lot closer. Receivers were dropping every single pass Marcel Reed was throwing. But I saw a stat that really made me upset after the game, and it said that SEC teams that are trailing by over 27 going into half were 0-286 all time. There's one team that has now done it, and that is Texas A&M after that game. I mean, Jalen, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, that's just one of the worst second half performances I've seen, and I've watched this team all season. I don't know what to say. Should have been closer in the first half. They were lucky to get what they got going, and they did what they did that we, excuse me, let me restart that phrase. They did what we were able to do to them last season and shut us out in the second half like we did to them last year, and, you know, they really got their get back.
So my game day viewing experience was a bit odd. So I watched the first half at my friend's apartment, and then I had to go get ready for the Cock Hockey stream. Shout out Cock Hockey, big win against UNC. And so while I'm getting ready, I'm periodically checking the score. So I get dropped off back on campus. I see that Texas A&M scored. I'm like, all right, well, you know, couldn't keep them out of the end zone forever. And so, you know, I went to the library. I was looking up some stats. Check again. Oh, okay, they scored again. I go back to my room, and I'm starting to change. I'm like, all right. They scored again, and by the time I get to the SGTV office, it is 31-30. It was 30-3 at halftime. It was 31-30. I all of a sudden I turn the game back on, and they're up by 1. And I'm watching this game in the back seat of this Mini Cooper on the way to the game, and I'm just trying my hardest not to bawl my eyes out.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, wow, we really lost that game. But when it really hit me was when I couldn't go on Instagram without every single post comparing Shane Beamer to Matt freaking Ryan. 28-3 Super Bowl. That was horrible. That sucked. It was, like, actually one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, really no good things to say about it. I was somewhat optimistic for the remainder of the season. Like, just, maybe these last few games will be fun. I don't want to watch them. I'm stuck here this weekend. I tried to change my flight so I don't have to go to this Coastal game. I'm going because I'm a good fan, but I'm not happy about it. Gamecocks, that sucked.
You know where you're not going? To a bowl game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't want to go to a bowl game. I don't want to go to a bowl game. I don't want to watch this team anymore.
Permission to go home so I'm not beat red for my family photo?
Granted, please. Next question.
You guys bring some great points. And with all of that being said, Austin, I'm right there with you. I was not surprised. The Gamecocks always have us as fans on the edge of our seat, overly optimistic, just to get our hearts broken. Though the coaches can't go out there and play, blowing a lead that large is more so on coaching in just my opinion. The mindset coming out of halftime should have been chew the clock and get at least a field goal no matter what. That did not happen, so the team is on the Coastal and they'll finish with Clemson, which leads to my next question. If South Carolina wins out beating Coastal and Clemson, does that make them the best team in the state despite their record?
I mean, like, being the best football team in South Carolina this year is like being the best baby at crawling in preschool. You still can't walk. You're still not going to be able to do anything. Like, okay, that's super cool. I mean, Clemson sucks this year. So, like, the best team in South Carolina right now is what, Coastal? Because they have a good record. Like, chance down. I don't even, like, what is this, chance? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, okay, if they win these last 2 games, yeah, you're the best team in South Carolina. But that really means a butt kiss to me.
I'm not even sure they're the best college football team in Richland County. I mean, are we serious? Who else have we got in the area? CIU?
Dude, I don't even know.
I don't even know if they have a football team, and that might be better. Seriously, I'm losing my mind over here.
Who's representing Friday Night Lights out of
Yeah,
high school
My
these days?
Seriously.
football team probably could go.
Yeah, are you guys still in?
No, we lost.
Hey,
We made it to the quarterfinals, okay, guys?
that's postseason ball right
That's
there.
postseason ball, and
That's
that's
better than a
something
lot
that
of
the Gamecocks
teams
haven't
in South Carolina
That's
can
more than
say.
South Carolina's going to get.
Even though Shane Beamer is very optimistic, they'll be there next year, and I'm
That'll be a talk for another day. We just got to get through Coastal.
can we please just
Yeah.
get through Coastal?
I'm trying to think of other teams in the state.
I don't know.
South Carolina State put up a pretty good fight at the beginning of the year.
I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna
but
go
like-
with them.
South Carolina State, all right, represent.
yeah.
Straight belt,
you don't-
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like they're just not. Yeah, because like you said it, sick analogy by the way with the preschoolers, whatever.
I just thought of that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good job. I don't know. Like Clemson's 5-5. They're probably gonna make a bowl game, and they've got impressive wins. They just beat a ranked Louisville, basically knocked them out of playoff contention.
Because their kicker missed like 3 kicks. That doesn't even count.
Yeah, well, again, that's my point. That doesn't make Clemson good. I mean, they just have a better resume this year.
They play in the ACC too.
I
Not
don't
even a real
think
conference.
I don't think that beating both of them is going to be a flex, because Coastal is just Coastal Carolina, and then Clemson is just having an off year as well. So I do have to give a shout out to Tad Hudson, the quarterback of Coastal Carolina. I used to play baseball with him, so shout out to him. Hope he plays well this weekend, but man,
stuck
I
with
need a
baseball.
Gamecock win.
I'll agree with Zander and Austin. I don't think so either. The state is honestly not that competitive, and I personally believe that Presbyterian College is the best football team in the state this year. That's it for college football talk. Now time for Full Court Press with Zander Collins.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Full Court Press, SGTV's premier basketball segment. I'm Zander Collins, and due to a prolonged international break as we gear up for the World Cup this summer, we will be focusing on the NBA today. I have a great segment for you this week. I'll be going over the most surprising players and teams of the NBA season thus far, so don't go anywhere. Make sure to avoid the 8-second violation, because we're about to apply the Full Court Press. The first player that has surprised me this season is Keontae George of the Utah Jazz. He's been averaging 23 points a game, 7 assists, shooting 42% from the field, struggling a little bit from beyond the arc, but that does not matter to me because he is having a most improved player campaign and has a real shot at making the All-Star team. On a struggling Jazz team that's currently 10th in the West, he's got nothing really to play for other than stats, and he's playing really well. Last game against the Lakers in that close loss, he had 34. And the game prior to that, he had 33 against the Bulls and had the game winner in second overtime. Just a really great player. I got to watch a little bit of him this season just because he's matched up with the Wolves being in their mid-season tournament group this season. But speaking of the Wolves, the next player, Calvin, can you come here, please?
What's going on, man?
Stand on the other side of me, please. If you had to guess, and don't look at the prompter, if you had to guess who in the NBA is leading in three-point percentage this season, min 45 attempts, who would you say?
Like probably Steph Curry.
Get out of here, because it's Jaden Daniels of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Last season, there were questions on whether he could take the jump needed to help Anthony Edwards and company, and we saw a little bit of it in that Lakers series when he was frying Luka on the defensive side of the ball, but also when Julius Randle was out for some time and he stepped up and averaged over 20 points a game. This season, he's averaging 17 points as the third option on the team and is locking down the best player on the other side of the court. 55% from the field, shooting 52% from three, leads the NBA. And if you really think about how this opens up the game for the Wolves, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are drawing 2 players a lot of the time. So it's really a double-edged sword. Are you going to double the stars like Randle and Edwards and leave McDaniels open in the corner when he's shooting 55% from three? Probably not. Or are you going to stay in the corner and let Ant get an easy look? It doesn't really matter. It's going to be points either way. The first team I'm going to talk about, though, are the Detroit Pistons. They sit number 1 in the East, in a very wide-open East because of those injuries that the Celtics and Pacers have been dealing with, which was really sad. 10 wins in a row now. It wasn't too long ago that they were losing 28 games in a row. The rebuild has been going pretty fast. They made the playoffs last season, and they're looking like they're going to make a deep run this year. Serious contenders? I mean, we can finally say that Cadenham is in the NBA now. I know at Montverde it was Cadenham, but now it's Cadenham on the Pistons. Players like Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson are thriving as young players, and you've got some veterans off the bench to fill those wing spots like Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, and also Tobias Harris. So they look really scary, and they've surprised me a lot this season. Another surprising team, but not for the right reasons, are the Indiana Pacers. They currently have the worst record in the NBA after making the finals just last season and losing in 7 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The decline was inevitable. I don't think it was this quickly expected. Like, they literally only have 1 win, and it was against the Warriors, and the Warriors got their get back by like 25 the next time they played. So just 1 win, bottom of the East, the Indiana Pacers, not looking like they're going to make it back to the finals for some time. Their first appearance last season is looking like it's going to be the only one this decade. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Full Court Press. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the court next week. Now I can assure you that you're in good hands as I toss you over to my good friends Jalen and Calvin for the 2-minute drill.
My turn. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2-minute drill. One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is the backyard football game. While all the adults are cooking up in the kitchen, the kids go outside and play full, unprotected tackle football until it's time for dinner. So today, Jalen and I will be drafting our ideal backyard football teams. This will be a snake-style draft. We'll each pick. We'll get 5 players. And Jalen, since I'm a nice guy, I'm going to let you get the first overall pick.
With the first overall pick in this draft, I'll be taking Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, he can sling the ball far down the field. He can juke someone out of his shoes. There's really no weaknesses to his game. And especially for backyard football, I do not think you can tag this man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious first pick. That's who I was thinking. But I'm actually, with my first pick, I'm going to go with Travis Hunter of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He can play on both sides of the ball, and he just seems like a polite young man. So excited to add Travis Hunter to the team. Now, as for my second pick, because I get back-to-back with this snake style, I am going to go with Caleb Williams. I know it's an interesting pick, but I know that I can coach him better than the Bears coach did last year on Thanksgiving when they didn't call a timeout, didn't spike the ball, decided to run a play on the last play of the game, and then lose in embarrassing fashion. So I know I can coach him better. And also, he's one of the best sack avoiders in the league, so I know whoever Jalen's got coming off the edge, he's going to be able to get out of that and stay alive. We're not going to be losing unnecessary yards here. Caleb Williams, welcome to the squad.
Are you sure you want to pick Caleb Williams? Are you sure?
Bear down, baby. Next pick. Let's go.
Alrighty, for my second pick, I'm going with Christian McCaffrey. He can play running back. He can play wide receiver. I mean, I'm sure he could probably play quarterback. He probably could even play tight end. There's really no weaknesses. You can hand the ball off to him. He can catch it. He could pretty much do anything. And since it's Snake, my third pick is Michael Parsons. That's someone who is extremely fast, and I don't think that Caleb Williams can evade him.
Don't fret.
So it's like, I don't know. Who you got?
All right, my next pick, I got George Pickens. He's going to come in, he's going to talk some trash, and you can't have a football game on Thanksgiving without a Dallas Cowboy, as much as it pains me to say it. So I'm going George Pickens. And then for my last pick, I have Dexter Lawrence because we need someone to rush the QB, and he's got an awesome nickname. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I'm not going to, but you all know who I'm talking about.
And for my pick, give me Marcus Jones of my New England Patriots. Travis Hunter before there was a Travis Hunter. He played both ways in college, returning punts, playing wide receiver, playing corner. And then in the NFL, his first year, he was one of the only players to have a punt or special teams touchdown, offensive touchdown, and defensive touchdown. He's balling this season. Travis Hunter is actually injured right now, so I like Marcus Jones.
All right, well, unfortunately, we won't know for sure who would win this game unless the NFL wants to hit us up and make it happen. Hit us up on our DMs, SGTV at Instagram. But now let's talk about our game of the week. The Indianapolis Colts facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going with the Colts here, Jalen. They had a sloppy win over the Falcons in an international game, and then they had a week to recover. Well, the Chiefs are coming off of a hard-fought loss to the Broncos, who I do not think very highly of. Fair. The Chiefs feel just broken to me, and I think the Colts are still one of the best teams in football. I don't care that it's an Arrowhead, and while the Chiefs have a very good defense, I don't see them slowing down Jonathan Taylor enough to win this game.
Now, I know it's more fun when me and Cal disagree, but I'm also going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. It's hard seeing the Chiefs drop 3 straight games, but there's a time for everything. The entire season, there's been a narrative push that Danny Dimes will fold when the pressure's on, but I see him finally overcoming that narrative in Arrowhead. It'll be a tough one, though, as the Chiefs are fighting to move up in the standings at 5-5, but I got the Colts. That's it for the 2-minute drill. Be sure to tune back in 2 weeks. Now for the top line with Austin McConnell.
Welcome back to the Top Line. In this segment, every week, I will be ranking the top 5 teams, players, plays, and more inside the NHL. This week, I'm ranking the top 5 hardest arenas for opponents to play in. Whether it's a random night in November or Game 7 of the finals, let's take a look at who has the best home ice advantage. At number 5, I've got Canada Life Center, home of the Winnipeg Jets. With a capacity of 18.5 thousand, this place can get loud. We've seen the whiteout in football or basketball, but the Jets are actually the team that started it back in 1987 during the playoffs. Fans were asked to wear white to counter the Calgary Flames' sea of red. To this day, they still wear white in the playoffs and kicks off this list of loudest arenas. Take a listen.
3, Ehlers, cross-side, score! Score! Perfetti! With under 2 seconds remaining, ties it!
While the whiteout looks great for the team, the Jets have never made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, but a team that has, the Chicago Blackhawks. The United Center has seen some great moments in its history, and when the Hawks are playing good, it is full of fans every night tearing the roof off that place. Even with the team in the middle of their rebuild, the United Center stays rocking.
Up with a shot, he scores!
At number 3, I have TD Garden, a classic venue, always full of energy and always a building used to winning a lot. I love their goal horn, their goal song, everything about that place, and because it's Boston, you know the fans are rowdy and loud and just making it a very tough environment to play in. At number 2, I had to go back and forth on this arena and number 1, but I'm going with the Bell Center in Montreal. One of the biggest stadiums in the NHL with over 20,000 seats. This place is loud. Montreal is a great hockey town north of the border and provides for some unforgettable moments.
Johnson, Patrick Price, scores! Pupfield! What a play by Hudson!
Finally, at number 1, I have the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes have been on the cusp of a Stanley Cup Finals visit the last couple years, and fans are ready for them to get over that hump. Players such as Brady Shea, Tage Thompson, and others have mentioned how difficult it is to play in that arena, and from someone who has seen a couple games there, I have to agree. And I wasn't even playing.
And now a steal. Here comes Aho. Moving it on Bobrovsky. Score!
That's all I've got from the ice this week. I hope you'll take a skate with me next time on the Top Line. Now for a fun Thanksgiving segment, what would be a flag?
In honor of Thanksgiving coming up, we thought we'd do a fun holiday-themed segment called What Would Be a Flag? Each host has compared with a few Thanksgiving behaviors they think deserve a penalty flag. Things like taking the last roll or showing up late. One host will present the flag and the other host will say whether they agree or disagree. And now on to the first flag. My first flag is taking a to-go plate without bringing anything to contribute to the Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have a pretty good answer of not bringing anything. You know, maybe the oven's not working, maybe, you know, you're traveling. But, I mean, and then just assuming you can take leftovers, if they're offered to you, you're absolutely welcome to accept. But you brought a to-go plate with you. No, yeah, that's a flag. I'm throwing.
I mean, the least you could do is bring some cookies.
Yeah. How hard is it to go to the local food line and just get those
Publix
really
is
good
on the way.
sugar cookies and just pop those down on the dessert table. Maybe like 3 or 4 of them get eaten, and then you get to bring them home.
Even if it's not a food, like bring like utensils or like paper plates or something. Like just
I
bring
brought a to-go
literally
box, so
anything.
they think they can just do anything they want.
They brought tinfoil to wrap up the plate.
Yeah, what's that about? Big flag on
That's
the
like
play.
15 yards, I'd say.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Maybe even spotted the foul.
I mean, you want to start us off with yours?
Yeah, no, I can go to my flag next. So my first flag I have is going up and getting seconds before everybody has gotten their firsts.
That's wild. That's diabolical. But low-key, I don't think that's that realistic because it's like kind of go as you please, you know? So if
You
you're
don't want to wait for everyone to sit down at the table and then start together. Like, why are people eating before?
right.
Yeah.
Just out of greed. So are we like playing a penalty for like their greed and
Yeah, no, like,
I
gluttony?
think that's a flag on you for starting early. That's a false start.
Why are you
False
assuming
start.
that I'm doing this? What is this? I'm not doing that. I know people that do that, like my cousin, but like I'm not like no. I don't.
What's your cousin's name?
I don't want to say it.
Okay. Jalen, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm probably the person that does do that. So like, I'll
knew
probably
it,
just
I
keep
knew
my
it.
mouth shut as it pertains to this flag because like I finished like my first plate so quick, and then like with my dad and like my grandparents, they may move a little too slow for my liking. So I'm already back in line getting the second plate. So it's like I know it's kind of wrong, but I'm kind of guilty. So I'm gonna keep quiet on this one.
I bet he does the Shane Gillis strategy where like when like the pizza gets brought out, he'll get a slice like immediately. That was so good. He'll get a slice like immediately, and then like he gets a slice, and then he goes up and gets 2 slices. So everyone thinks he only had 2 slices, but he was the first one to get a slice, so he got 3, and no one knows. That's Jalen. That's what Jalen does. All right, Zander, what you got?
Okay, fellas, on my notes app entitled Turkey Day No-Nos, the first one I've got is plate watching. If someone goes up to you and is like, is that your third plate? We're not counting plates. We're not counting calories.
Yeah.
We're counting down to nap time.
Yeah.
Why do we even need to be plate watching? It's the same as pocket watching in my book. Why are we doing it?
This is the biggest cheat day of the year. Why are
Exactly.
you calling him out for that?
No, yeah, that's a load of malarkey. That was actually my next one there. So no, big flag on that play.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 50 yards.
That's a flagrant foul.
You get first and goal for that one. I mean, because like who are you to say anything? Oh, sorry, like that you're so perfect and fit that you only have 1 plate. Like, sorry that I'm 4 bowls of mac and cheese deep, Mom. My mom doesn't do that. She's a nice lady.
Okay.
Very nice.
Anyway,
My-
Austin.
My first one is taking pictures of the meal. I don't need to scroll through Instagram and see 50,000 stories of the same turkey. Like, it's a turkey. We're all eating it. Okay. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great one. Like, you know, I mean, I'll take a picture for my
thanks.
own sake, but that's not going anywhere. Like, that's for me to remember. Like, yeah,
Why
I'm
you
not
take
like
a-
putting a filter on the story.
Well, why are you taking a picture for later?
when I
Like,
get really sad and I just look back, I'm like, man, that was a good plate of food. You know?
You're weird. Jalen?
Honestly, I'm right with you guys. It's like you see the same story a million times, and it's like, if that plate looks so good, why don't you just go ahead and eat it? Like, why do you have to share it with the world? We are already all getting the same sort of thing. So, like, respectfully,
We do not care.
stories. But my next flag will be someone who starts eating before the grace is being said. I don't know, like, if everyone is like religious, but like if like your family like is like praying and like giving grace over the food, and like you're eating and like they're praying, that's like the biggest like flag ever to me.
Yeah, I think that's just common sense. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up saying grace around the dinner table. I mean, I just don't do that. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a flag.
Yeah, one time I got caught, like I had a hot dog in my sleeve, and I started taking bites out of it when it wasn't really time to eat. That went
like-
really poorly.
You can't skip lunch.
You can't skip lunch. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whether you're religious or not, gotta respect the grace. You
Exactly.
gotta hold up, and you know, and I like it. It's kind of like that last, like this is it. Like this is the
kinda
final
like-
countdown.
It's
You
kind of
know,
like the gentleman start your engines to
No,
dinner.
yeah, it's the gentleman start your
that
engine-
doesn't fire you up.
exactly. No, it's like Kevin James. It's just
Yeah.
like screaming in my ear, and as soon as I hear, "Hey man, it's go time, baby! I got my fork in hand, I got my knife in hand, I'm getting in there, pouring some gravy on that turkey." You know, we're getting in there. So yeah, no, I like that countdown. As for my next flag on the play, I'm putting getting a huge plate of food and then barely touching it. Another thing that my cousins do, they just annoy
You
me.
gotta tell us their names.
I'm not gonna do it. They're like in high school. I don't need you like hitting them up and telling them they're horrible people and have bad Thanksgiving etiquette. Even if it's true.
You're putting
You're
them
busting
on.
them on the internet.
They
right
don't
now.
watch this show. They're not gonna know.
Our fans are gonna find them.
That's fine. You know what? If you can find them, like honestly, I'll be impressed. Go ahead. Go searching. Go digging.
I mean, don't be wasteful.
Yeah, I agree. Also a common sense thing. Like, just don't throw away half a plate of food that.
And if you're gonna do it,
somebody
be
has-
sneaky about it. At least do the plate fold method, or keep some of it in your mouth and spit it out in the toilet method.
True.
Yeah.
Good talk. All right, what you got?
Next up, I've got unnecessary raisins. If you're putting raisins in your food, that's just disgusting to me. I guess you could go with like any ingredient and just like if it's not supposed to be there, but you put it in there, try to be different. Not a big fan of that. That's penalty for me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like raisins.
Why? Why would you put raisins in?
But like a casserole or something.
No.
I know.
Big
I'm
fat no.
I'm agreeing with you. It's my opinion. Jalen.
Flag. I mean, I respect someone who cooks something differently or like seasons it a little bit differently. But once you start adding like different ingredients, I just can't get behind that sort of thing. What you got, Austin?
My next one is like just drinking the last drop and not refilling. So like if you drink the last glass of sweet tea or wine or milk, whatever it may be, and you don't refill it,
Dude, don't.
count your
Milk
days.
is good.
Billy, why are you drinking it at Thanksgiving dinner?
Chocolate milk, bro. You can drink it anywhere.
You
can drink regular
chocolate
milk.
milk.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
drink
what
2
you talking
glasses a
about?
day.
Yeah, come on. Damn,
Yeah,
it's impressive.
my routine.
Your routine.
Got strong bones, boy.
Okay, yep, my fault. My fault, twin.
I
didn't know you was building up your calcium like that.
Yeah, I had no clue that chocolate milk still had that amount of calcium in it.
It's also got a lot of chocolate in it. Tastes
A lot,
really
of,
good.
lot of chocolatey goodness.
Yeah.
We got off track.
All right, Jalen. Yeah, no, flag on that play. Let's see what Jalen's got.
All right, for my final flag, I'm going to say eating breakfast on the day of Thanksgiving. I feel like, I guess it depends on the household, but I feel like you should just wait until like 2 or 3 when the Thanksgiving food is ready so that your stomach is on empty and you can just load that plate all the way up. If you're really getting breakfast on the day of Thanksgiving when all of this feast is being like made, I feel like you're just doing like a little bit too much. What you guys think?
That might be the first one I disagree with. I think, there have been Thanksgivings where I don't eat breakfast, and there have been some where I do. I don't know. We don't eat until later, so I'm not going a whole day. I like to eat. I'm hungry. Maybe I didn't have a big meal the night before, and I'm waking up super hungry, and I'm not going to rely on a few chips to get me through, 8 hours of the day before I even touch food. So I'm going to disagree with you on that one, Jalen.
I think that's a great shout, though, Jalen. I can't remember any day in my life where I've eaten breakfast. Eaten breakfast. And it's not part of my routine, so I'm going to agree with you on that one. That's a flag.
I'm going to side with Austin here. It definitely is dependent on the household. I mean, if you have lunch earlier in the day, like depending on what time you get up, all right, maybe just hold off. But like for me, my family usually eats around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And, your stomach is a temple, and you need to supply that temple with nutrients and goods. Mm-hmm. So going a whole day without eating,
your body is a bounce house.
What? I don't even know what that means. Now I'm uncomfortable and I feel like violated by this man. But yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying anymore, dude. I don't even want to talk. No, can we just go to the next question? It's my turn. All right. Okay. My last one, I've been calling up my family a lot today. I'm sorry, I'm going to do it again. Maybe just don't send them this episode.
Is it your cousins again?
No, it's not my cousins. My last flag on the play, speak poorly of Willy Wonka at the dinner table. Now let me explain, okay?
That's not what your screen says at all.
Speak poorly of Willy Wonka at the dinner table.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me explain.
Explain bounce house.
Okay, that's not a thing. We're pressing.
Comment down below.
No. We're not commenting down below. Anyway, so one year at Thanksgiving, my father thought it'd be really funny to get my grandma really riled up because she really likes the Willy Wonka movies. And so he was basically talking about how like Willy Wonka's a psychopath because they were like the perfect amount of seats on the boat, and he was like basically killing kids, and like he was just like having fun with it. Like he's like, yeah, dude, that kid's like in the chocolate river now. Oh well, and he plays his little whistle, you know. And so like he was making some valid points, and my grandma was livid about it. Like she was actually mad. I think that was the most mad I've ever seen my grandma in my life. So I'm gonna throw the flag. Don't talk bad about my boy Willy Wonka at the dinner table.
I think it's pretty niche. I don't really have a.
I was just about to say that's got to be.
Is that not something that happens at all your guys' Thanksgivings?
No.
Oh.
I'm not going to say that that's a flag. I think it's fun to rile up the grandparents every once in a while.
What about with politics?
That's another story. I don't think we really talk about politics at my family Thanksgiving because things could go crazy.
What's your final one?
Oh, my final one.
This segment's getting cut.
Cancel our show, bro.
My final one is like someone waking you up from your nap on Thanksgiving.
Ooh,
Whether that's
that's
to
a good
get a
one.
seat on the couch. It's first come, first serve. If I lay down and take up the whole couch, don't wake me up. I got there first. I finished my food first. I got there and I get to take a nap.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a flag on the play. I love my post-dinner naps. I'll unbutton the button on my pants, let it all.
Yeah, just
all my gut hang out. Yeah.
Slap the stomach. Oh boy.
Watch the Thursday night game. Yeah.
You know, full
Flag on the
Brad
play, for
Pitt,
sure.
Zach Galifianakis style. Just,
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, it might be a little different if the person that's asking for the spot is someone who did the dishes while you were just kind of a lazy jerk and just left the dinner table and didn't help. But if you contributed to the family, I'm not saying you did. But
Who's to say I didn't wash my plate before I lay
It
down?
wouldn't surprise me. But if you didn't contribute, I think it's totally justified for another person who did contribute to the family dinner to ask for you to get out.
No.
Okay.
Jalen, we haven't thrown it over to you in a while. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm right there with you, Cal. I don't really care if like they wash the dishes or not. Like my grandma, like she loves to wake me up and like, hey, can you take this picture for me to post on Facebook? I'm like mid-nap. Like I've been asleep for like an hour and you woke me up to ask for a picture for Facebook? No. Flag. That is absolutely a flag on Thanksgiving. After you've been stuffed with all this food, you deserve a nap. And if I go on the couch and I fall asleep, don't wake me up. That's a 100-yard flag. Automatic touchdown for the other team. What you got, Austin?
I don't know, man.
Comment down below whose grandma is
Comment
crazier,
down below,
mine or
bounce house.
Jalen's. No, we're not doing that. That's not a thing.
My last one is like grandmas or grandpas giving like the when I was your age spiel. Like we get it, bro. Times were different. You played with sticks and stones, and I've got an Xbox upstairs. I get it. It's different. I don't need to hear that. I don't want to be lectured on
Uphill in a snowstorm both ways
Yeah.
to school. Come
Yeah.
on, get out.
without legs.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Expert analysis, Calvin. What about you, Jalen?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But most of the time, my grandparents, they like talk amongst themselves. Like the older people do their chit chatting, and then the younger people, we usually talk about sports and they talk about what they did back in their days. But I'm right there with you. I tune all of that out. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. I wasn't alive like 100,000 years ago, so I can't really do much or relate to it. But yeah, that's all we've got for flags for Thanksgiving. That wraps up our show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the Student Section Sports Show on SGTV. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv at usc.com. Alongside Zander Collins, Calvin DeLude, and Austin McConnell, I'm Jalen Long, and we will see you here in 2 weeks on the
The Student Section.